And now, welcome to the Nate and Garrett Show. Prepare yourself to be transported to the furthest reaches of reality. As the hosts unravel the mysteries of the universe, the depths of the deep state, the truth hidden in plain sight, all while bringing you the news from this week. Please welcome your hosts, Nate and Garrett.
Hi, Nate.
Hi, Garrett.
Hello, everybody.
What's up,
Nate,
dude?
it's about time we could almost say happy 1-year anniversary to everybody for the 2 weeks to flatten the curve shutdown.
Oh, wow. Was that a year ago?
That's just about. I think we might be like a week or so off. It started, I think it was like this March 17th, if I had to guess. No, maybe it was the 16th, when Trump gave the speech basically saying that he's banning international flights. And everyone's like, holy cow. And then the next day is when we saw like the College World Series has decided they're gonna cancel. They're gonna cancel, and like the NCAA tournament. Thinking, holy cow! I remember thinking at the time with the College World Series, thinking, how in the hell could they do that? We're months away from the College World Series.
Man.
There's no way.
What a lame year.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember thinking at the time when they started canceling sports, like I was worried that millions of people were gonna die.
Oh yeah, they told us.
That's what they told us, and I thought, how?
Best case scenario, if we shut down now and socially distance, like 3 million. What, I can't remember what it was, but I think it's like 3 million people would die.
And they were implying 10 million would die.
Yeah.
The news.
And it was kind of halfway believable at the time because of propaganda. I mean, we kind of laugh about it, but we saw basically crisis actors in China trying to walk to a hospital, falling over and dying before they get there.
Yeah, dropping dead in the street.
Yeah. And then we saw Italy with basically just mass graves and everything.
Right.
And we're thinking, oh, no.
And, every newscaster was like, we just don't know about this disease. It's a new thing, and who knows? It looks like it's really infectious and dangerous.
Yeah.
So that began the giant lie.
That began this, yeah. And now, because of Trump, we have half of it, Team Blue, basically rooting for COVID, don't want it to be not as deadly, and never wanting this to go away. They want this to be Groundhog Day over and over and over.
A year, it's been the lamest year, and it's been long enough for all this nonsense.
It's kind of funny because so many people that understood immunology, virology said, what good is shutting down for 2 weeks going to do? And they'll show you that scientific graph that has like a really big bump here, but if it has a flatten the curve, it's like longer and slower. And we're doing that in rural areas where like a couple hundred people had COVID. I mean, it took months and months before hospitals supposedly got to even needing a bit of a break. I mean, hospitals were empty.
They're closing because they didn't have any business.
It came from just, and we beaten this to death, but it came from flatten the curve to wait for this to blow over, which anyone that knows how immunology knows this isn't blowing over. This is here forever. This is a Pandora's box that's opened.
It looks like it was. Oh, go on.
I just got expanding on that, and now it turned into wait till we have a vaccine. I mean, what's his name from Canada? He was the first person to say that life as we know it isn't getting back to normal until the vaccine. At the time, we thought vaccine is 3-4 years away. Thinking, holy cow, that's insane. And now we have the vaccine, and it's not enough. Now it's
they still don't want to open up.
CDC just came out and said people that are vaccinated could meet in small groups without masks. Thanks for CDC for the permission that you don't have the power to give.
Right.
But I mean, thanks for that. And come on, they're saying for small groups, if everyone's fully vaccinated, it's like Jesus Christ.
It's crazy. Thank God that all of these states are just opening up.
Yeah, they can't.
There's a bunch more doing it. I don't know if you saw that. Texas, like Montana. I think.
It's going to be every true red state is going to do this.
Yeah.
And
just like you said, the COVID cheerleaders, all these states are going to open, and the people who are terrified of COVID are going to have to come to the realization that they overreacted out of fear, and they need to just admit that and move on. But I think that's something that
I read a thread.
They're going to go to their grave not admitting.
I read a thread on Reddit. Reddit's the least informed and the most liberal webpage on the internet. It's not. It's probably not a coincidence, but it's easily the least informed and most liberal. If you want one example, the Dunning-Kruger effect, head there. Everyone there thinks they're really smart and informed, and it just couldn't be further from the truth. But they had a thread on Fauci basically saying it's so crazy how Texas is opening up because what did he try to say? He tried saying something like the finish line's right around the corner, but nobody believes him when he says that. But even there were some people starting to see it like, well, look how bad these big liberal cities have done. Look how bad New York did. They will never admit it. They already say it's because of the vaccine. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. What's up, Kenobi?
But they were trying to say, look at how New York and California did compared to Florida. Look at Florida. Florida didn't completely destroy their economy, and it looks like it's about the same. But, of course, there was all sorts of excuses. Well, Florida went and they're swatting whistleblowers and they're lying about their numbers. And then they try to say how it's different.
Now it's a conspiracy.
Yeah. Basically a bunch of conspiracies. And they'll take like one area of Texas to be like, well, look at this area of Texas. Look how bad they're doing compared to, they kind of have all these, but there were some people in there that's like, look, they didn't give us any metrics to open back up. And this is to keep dragging on. Unfortunately, this is here forever. We're going to learn to live with it. I mean, there were more people like saying that than I expected.
On Reddit.
Sure. Yep. On
Reddit.
You'll
get the.
Even there, it's starting to wear on them a bit.
Right. I think it's it's becoming so obvious that I've got a clip of just some people at a bar in Texas just having fun, living life. And it's just so clear that
Santos is getting ripped lately. Did you hear what he did? Which one are you referring to? Is it the swatting of the whistleblower? We played that clip on our show too.
I didn't hear what he did. What did he do? Sounds interesting.
Yeah, that would be my guess. Remember we played up the SWAT coming to that scientist's house. Remember that clip? We played it way back when. Where because a year from now, the still have restrictions. They will greater open states. Well, we already had Biden threaten to
put a travel ban on Florida.
Ban on Florida.
But he won't be able to in a lot of states.
He already can't.
Dude, West Virginia is open for business. All these states are coming
very unconstitutional. Anyway, there's no way he could have gotten away with that. That would be dictator to the extreme.
Well, hey, here's just a video of a bar in Texas. 10 seconds. Looks like paradise on earth, doesn't it?
Man,
oh my
what
God.
are the comments on this one? I bet not good.
First comment. This is how it should be everywhere. Corona is a monumental exaggeration to justify vaccination. In Wuhan, they were dancing like this and laughing at the world a long time ago. That's true.
This person said, it's not strange that COVID-19 spread wildly all over the U.S. Let's ignore the fact that U.S. hasn't done wildly worse than all these countries that have draconian lockdowns. In the media, I think they know this, but they're being obtuse for a reason. But they would say, look at Sweden. Look, Sweden's doing worse than the rest of Europe. And everyone's saying, yes, but just wait. That's the whole point. They're having this basically burn through their population first. Everyone else is going to catch up. And they said, oh, Jesus, this is social Darwinism at its worst. And now Sweden has as good a numbers as everyone else in Europe.
Right. Probably better if you ask me. I'm just, that's hilarious. Comment. Yeah, there's more herpes in that bar than COVID. I'm sure you're right.
Better.
Dude, every one of these people, you know what's going to happen to them? They're going to be absolutely fine and have a good, happy life. And the people in these blue states are going to just be terrified, cowering in a corner for no reason.
And their health's going to be getting worse.
Yeah, their health will get worse.
Mental health is going to be worse.
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to see suicides higher, but that'll be ignored.
Right.
There was even for a while, they tried to add the suicides to the COVID number. Instead of weighing how many people die of COVID against the negative effects of saying, geez, more people kill themselves, they're dying of COVID. They try to bring that number over here saying, well, it's happening because of the effect of COVID.
Yeah, it's happening because of the effect of bad policies.
Disingenuous.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, people, especially in red states. They're getting tired of it. But you know what's going to be interesting for this? Doesn't it feel like... So obviously, this is a big mover of change. For better or worse. We could see two things happen this. We could see the government trying their best not to give back power.
That's what I think.
We could see them... Yeah, we already see that with many dictators. Here's a good thing. Here's the thing. Gavin Newsom and Cuomo were basically superstars for a little bit. I mean, they were talking like Cuomo's next up to be president and all of that. Well, now they're being thrown under the bus. Newsom looks like he's going to be recalled. So because of that, he's starting to open up. I think it's scaring Gretchen Whitmer in Lightfoot in Chicago. And now we have Cuomo, has a very good shot at going to jail. Now.
Dude, that makes me feel great. You putting it like that actually gives me hope in humanity.
I think they're going to be the fall guys, and I think that they can't keep this forever. Melinda Gates came out and said, what the hell does Melinda Gates go? It's kind of funny, but she said herd immunity with the vaccine can be reached in 2022. One thing, there's no way people are waiting to 2022. We're only in March right now. I mean, the year's not even a fourth over. And month's not even a fourth over. And they're already trying to wipe this year off too.
Right.
You know what?
Whatever they can to extend it.
You already had last year was your time to shine. And it's kind of funny that where's Bill on this? When Elon Musk lived through this happening in China and already had experience with it, came over here and said, this is what's going to happen. Bill Gates came out and made it a point to say he should stick with making cars. Says the guy that has zero experience in immunology, zero credentials as a scientist. He's just a software guy.
Yeah, all he is a guy who loves going to Epstein Island.
Yeah.
That's all that freaking weirdo is.
Where are you calling out your wife right now?
Yeah. Why doesn't she stay in her lane?
Yes.
Yeah. Man, I can't take it.
And, even though the media has a love story with him, it seems like a huge percent of the population just distrust him too, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, well, they should, for good reason, distrust him because of the Epstein Island thing. I think that alone should just make him... Everyone should go, okay, why are we listening to this potential pedo?
He can't use ignorance because this is after Epstein was already convicted and sentenced and served his sentence for all of this. He still went. So he can't say, "Oh, I didn't know. I went there and there was nothing there."
I saw stuff that said he flew on his plane like a bunch of times. I don't know if it's true or what.
He didn't stop. I can absolutely tell you, 100% fact. He admitted to being on the flight logs after he was convicted. Afterwards.
Yeah.
He still, because he tried to say like, he tried to make it sound like he was doing fundraising. He tried to make it sound like it was a fundraising thing, and he should have used better judgment. And of course, the media's got a love affair with them, so they're Bill, okay.
Oh, Bill. I mean, he can hang out with Epstein a little bit. That's cool. As long as he
did it in the name of science.
As long as he forces us to get vaccinated.
This is the guy that has the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and they give money.
Remember Windows?
Money to boost their own net worth. They're doing that to help their investments.
Dude,
of course, the media will not look into that.
Hey, what's up, DZ Drunk?
Hey.
Dude, one of my favorite just random videos on the internet, I better pull it up, is this one. This is just...
Police and security on one of the arriving for a meeting with community leaders. Watch what happens.
This is just going to go down as one of the all-time greatest videos ever right here.
With a pie in the face. Gates was momentarily and understandably shaken, but he was not injured.
Some genius hit Bill Gates with a pie. This video is uploaded in 2010, but I feel like it was earlier. Oh, it looks like it happened in 1999. Anyway, I just love that.
That is a good one. They gave money to Fauci, for Christ's sakes. There's so much stuff about Fauci that makes me uncomfortable. One of them being that a group in Israel gave him $1 million award. And he, I'm pretty sure, accepted it. How inappropriate is that?
Well, dude, when you want to get into the conspiracy side of all of this crap, you see that Fauci was in that Wuhan lab in like 2016.
Yeah.
Guess who he was with? Bill Gates.
Yeah.
There's pictures of Bill Gates and Fauci in that lab in Wuhan. And, I mean,
It's too bad.
I'm a
Trump
conspiracy theorist. That seems like a conspiracy to me.
Yeah. It's too bad Trump didn't fire Fauci.
Yeah.
Because now he's throwing Trump under the bus anyway.
Right, he should have.
After he lied and said, "Oh, this administration."
Trump should have fired him. Trump should have never put on a mask, and he should have never kind of went to bat for masks at all. He didn't. He tried not to for a long time.
Yeah, he really did.
He eventually caved.
He made fun of Biden and said, "This guy's wearing the biggest mask ever."
Yeah. When Fauci was running the lab here, Bill and Melinda Gates were helping fund the project. Yeah. Yep, it's just craziness.
Yeah. So, but going back to it, this is going to be a catalytic change. We're going to look at this one way or the other. And this is not conspiracy talk, but this is just more another example. I got a buddy that works at FedEx, and I don't know if you've noticed, but FedEx stock is one of those that exploded, and he's never been busier. And he was saying that this basically taught the older generation that didn't really know how to order stuff off the internet. It taught they basically had to go and learn how to order stuff off the internet. And now that they know how to do it and they know it's easier, that's never going away forever. Those people are going to be ordering more stuff off the internet. FedEx will always forever be busier because of this. So that's a change that's going to come out of this, for better or worse.
Oh, the lockdowns. People ordering stuff online.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. And that was inevitable anyway because it's way more convenient and better.
Yeah.
It's so much better than shopping.
Yeah, it basically forced people to do that.
Yeah.
Another one's going to be interesting to see is just the working from home stuff.
Right.
If you kind of look at it, it's kind of looking like productivity is higher because people are working away from the office. I think my brother told me that when they come back, they're worried about people taking too much time off and sick days and just paid time off because nobody's using it right now. Because they're getting their work done faster.
Oh, cool.
They're at home more. They're thinking, I'm just going. I don't care if I'm sick or I have more free time now. I don't need to worry about taking a vacation, that sort of stuff. So they're worried they're going to get back.
When they come back, they'll be gone all the time.
Yep. But that's also going to lower if production's higher. It's going to lower overhead. You're going to need less office space. You need less office equipment. That sort of stuff.
Oh yeah, it's way better.
That's ever. Yep.
That's the one thing. The remote work and working from home is the one thing that I've said this whole time is going to be the thing that is really good that comes out of this is going to be people working from home. They get to spend time with their families. Yeah. They don't have to go to the stupid office and be yelled at by the asshole manager. They can just be at home. They get just as much done.
They're going to need less HR.
Yeah. Just
but they're not
going
to be sitting in a car for an hour. I mean, some places like
pollution
San
will go
Diego,
down,
Yeah, they have like an hour and a half drive each way.
Right.
3-4 hours in a day in a car.
Yeah, miserable, man.
You had to-go alcohol, and now we're seeing Uber starting to even deliver alcohol drinks. Yeah.
There's another great thing to come out of this. Yeah, so there's a lot of
there's going to be more. I think now,
I
for whatever reason, our failing public school systems was held on a pedestal.
Oh, this will be good.
You see people wearing shirts saying, like, I support public schools. Do you? Yeah, do you really want to wear this loser shirt? This is a failing institution that just gobbles up money and spits out shit. And you're cheerleading for that? But it's starting to show, too, how bad teachers' unions are. A lot of teachers unions are refusing to go back to in-person teaching.
I know.
They got really weird demands.
We showed that Chicago dance video. Remember that? The Chicago Public Schools released a interpretive dance about going back to teach.
Yeah.
It was hard to watch.
That's starting to come out. I think a lot of people are seeing like, it's not impossible to have smaller groups that we actually homeschool. We take turns doing the teaching.
School would be maybe school will be kind of reformed
parochial
from this.
Schools.
It'll be way better.
They didn't really stop. Charter schools, they were way less likely to stop. So I think that's going to come out of this. I think it's going to help reform the public schools.
That would be brilliant.
Hopefully school choice and school vouchers. That alone would help.
Yeah. I watched Jordan Peterson talking about the public school system the other day, and he made some really great points about how essentially public school was set up like a factory.
Yes.
Even the school bell is based on a factory bell.
Well, it's way back in the whole Ford when he came up with the with conveyor belts, that sort of thing.
And maybe that was one way to do it in 1925.
He's a bitch about salaries.
But it's really bad now.
Private unions are one thing, but when it's a public union, they're way more likely to abuse it and be given special treatment and everything.
Yeah, but people should expect that, by the way. I don't know why anyone wants to pretend like, oh, you teachers, shouldn't you want to go back and teach? No one's going to want to go back to work. Work sucks. So if they can hold out and, stay at home and pretend like they're terrified of COVID, they're going to.
Have you seen I think it was a teachers board meeting where they're basically talking about it and somebody's throwing the race card. We don't have to do anything. That's racist. You're saying this because you're not a person of color. Do you see that video going around?
No, why would it be racist?
Oh, just because
everything's racist.
Yep, everything's racist that you don't like anymore is racist.
Yes.
There's let me go and see if I can find that. I don't want to stop our conversation right now. But we'll have to show that sometimes. It's just the ridiculousness of it is like, holy cow. So I think that's another one. That's another positive change that could come out of this.
Yeah.
We're also seeing, what are some other big changes? We're seeing people are actually starting to wake up to, so inflation is calculated a couple different ways. And one of the ways it's calculated right now is not a very good look at inflation. The big stuff that's not looked at, like food prices are soaring faster than inflation. Colleges are soaring faster than inflation. That's another one. I think colleges, these worthless degrees, I think employers are going to stop caring as much if you have a college degree or not.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, but I think that should obviously happen.
Yeah.
My teacher friends are always bitching about how much they're paid.
I don't blame them. They probably don't get paid enough. But
yeah.
I think the job sucks.
Yeah.
It would probably suck to be a public school teacher.
Just more of a reason why it needs to be reformed.
Yeah. I mean, going there all day long.
Yeah. Housing prices are soaring right now. That's another one. I think this is a hot button one in the realty world, but I think realtors are going to be a thing of the past. I don't know if you know, but like when you buy or sell a house, you're basically giving up 6%. The realtors share it, 3%. And they're really not on your side. You have a realtor.
They just want to get the house sold.
Done. They don't care. Yep. And when they're selling, they don't care if you sell it for an extra $10,000 because if it takes longer, they're thinking, I don't know, what's 3% of $10,000? I don't care. I just want to get this done and move on to the next one.
Right.
And it used to be you would kind of tell your realtor what you want in a house. They would go look around and they'd go and show you different houses. Well, now everyone's got the internet. You're basically looking through Zillow or whatever.
That's a great
They're trying
point,
to still block people out by not letting people use the MLS, but there's even backdoor ways that now. And you say, I want to look at this house. And after they say, I can't Tuesday, how about Wednesday? And you say, fine, Wednesday. And you go and look. And the whole time they're trying to talk you into buying this house. When they finally buy it, they want 3%. On a $300,000 house, that's $10,000 going to them and $10,000 going to the seller. That's $20,000 that you and the buyer
could have kept. Yeah.
You're both richer at that point.
Yep. Yeah, with the internet.
I think those. Yeah. And now I think because people are doing like virtual tours and everything, I think those will be a thing of the past too. I think that's going to be sped up by all of this.
Yep. I'm sure you're right.
And realtors, go look at what it takes to be a realtor. It's not like you're going to a 4-year degree and all this. They act like, well, good luck without us. Go hire an attorney. Hire a real estate attorney. Have them write up stuff for $1,000. It's still going to be cheaper and get up 6%.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, they're going to know more. They're going to know more of the law.
Yeah, I think that's another change.
Yep.
But the big thing is the remote work and obviously like ordering from Amazon.
But even more government stuff, people are finally becoming aware, I think, of government waste because of these stimulus bills. Yeah, that's right. Because of these stimulus bills, we're seeing people say, wait a minute, everyone here is out of work and everyone's here out of work or needing, and you're sending money to gender studies in Afghanistan. You're starting to see more of that now too.
Oh, that would be amazing if people paid attention to that and we stopped wasting all our tax money.
Especially this newest one. You'll see people saying, Jesus, newest one's $1.9 trillion. Where's this even going to? This is, if you just take that $1.9 trillion and give it to every adult, that's almost, I think it's like $9,000. It's almost $9,000 per adult, which would be way better use of the money than giving this to blue states that aren't opening up or the arts or whatever port project these people are paying off. So I think we're seeing that too as a positive effect of this.
You can hire a real estate attorney to buy you a house. Oh, I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah, the paperwork and stuff, but
okay.
I just think eventually we're going that direction at least. I think there's potentially more too. You remember when this all came out and the new normal happened and we had celebrities in their mansions singing to people about their Imagine
that Gal Gadot.
Yeah. And then, that had a lot of pushback.
Yep.
I feel like there's starting to be pushback on that.
Oh, you know what? You're right. I think Hollywood's getting some pushback. The whole celebrity worship's getting some pushback. These people suck. Sports worship has gotten some pushback.
Yeah. Yes. And
all
I think
these are good things.
Timing with the whole Weinstein thing too at the same time.
Yeah. It's kind of like, oh, wow, Hollywood is a cesspool.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of scumbags, really.
Yeah. Yep. I think there's going to be some pushback on that, which would be nice. And even what we're going to talk about a bit later with the Royals, I could kind of see that maybe finally helping to topple that whole ridiculous thing.
That would be great. When I was just looking up this interview because it's in the news so much, and I was like, okay. And then I saw, there's always the comments that are like, why are we giving one family a whole bunch of money in England? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the English people are paying these people for, for
we
what?
know Prince Andrew. I think it's Prince Andrew, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
We know he's a piece of shit. We know he's a pedophile.
He was the one who was on Epstein
We know he's
Island.
a rapist. We know he's a liar. And he's going to be better off than almost anybody that's ever lived, ever. Just because he's born into an inbred family.
Right. It's so weird to have a monarchy, or like a royal family in 2021. It really seems strange. And I think you're right. I think people are
the MS,
more.
I that's one I kind of miss too. There does seem to be some pushback on that.
That's so big. Yeah. The mainstream media, dude, there's a lot of people who are done with all this shit. Like, I know I am, and I know you are, and we have been for a long time.
That's like the
But I
theme
think there's
of our
a
show.
lot of people waking up to this kind of stuff. So that's a great point. The mainstream media, how great would that be if they fall?
So we could open it with this, but we got a video of, so that we had, as everyone knows, I'm sure, the royal interview by Oprah. Speaking of Weinstein, Oprah pushed numerous young girls to Weinstein and enabled him and caused people to be raped, and she gets zero pushback from that.
Well, dude, do you remember we brought this up on the other show when we happened to talk about these weird pedos, and Oprah was big friends with John of God from South America, and he got like arrested for child sex trafficking.
Does anyone ever
see this?
Hold her feet to this? I mean, is it kind of?
No, she's fine. Surrenders to police on sexual abuse charges. And this was some guy Oprah was huge with, big friends.
Does he have microcephaly? Look at that head.
I don't think so. He's just old.
Yeah. So hopefully these are some of the positives coming out of this. But what we're going to show a video of is these reporters, or they acted like reporters, went to basically like the spokesman for the royal family and said, hey, we want you to give us your thoughts on the interview. And they did this before the interview even happened. And they didn't care. They still said, well, I think the interview was, we'll show you. But it just shows how ridiculous and how fake all of this is.
So should we get into that a little bit?
Yeah, let's do it.
Which one should we show? Which of these?
Go down the royal. There we go.
Okay.
And you could go to like, they just explain it, but you could go to, just remember that the interview hasn't happened yet.
Okay, so this is 2 days before the
Yep.
interview. Okay.
The following video was filmed on the 5th of March 2021, 2 days before Harry and Meghan's interview was
Said on national TV, essentially how to groom a child.
Oh yeah, that is a weird thing when she said. Do you know what he's talking about, Garrett?
No.
She's talking to somebody and she's like, she says something weird like, if a abuser is good, the child won't even know he's being abused. And then she's like, a 7-year-old likes it when he's being abused or something.
Oh God.
We could show the clip. It's creepy. But...
We might as well. I mean, we could. We could even show the Weinstein one. I can't remember what actress it was she's talking to. Yeah, I can't believe that she's as popular as she is.
Yeah. Well,
seen by anyone.
In the interview, from start to finish, Meghan was acting.
The world is waiting on
So,
the
like,
biggest
we got
interview.
That's her saying that Meghan is in an interview. She's like, she was acting. The interview hasn't even happened yet.
how did she know that?
No, you're confused on what's happening.
I
here.
am confused on
They're
this.
lying. They're lying. They haven't seen this. They have their talking points already written out.
Oh, these experts are lying about having seen this. Dude, that's messed up.
Yeah. So this is media for you. And these people just said, hey, we're from the... And this happens all the time. All the time. If you go to like 2 minutes, before this, they're just kind of telling you the setup. Like, hey, we're asking these people.
Holy shit, this is really funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're asking these experts, and this lady comes on and says Meghan was acting.
Not this lady, this group of people.
Right, this one first.
In the interview, from start to finish, Meghan was acting.
That lady hasn't even seen it yet.
No,
That's great. Okay, I'm with you. Now I see what's
The
happening.
world is waiting on the biggest interview of the year.
Were you silent or were you silenced?
Harry and Meghan with Oprah. Everyone has an opinion.
A bit of a gold digger.
It's very sad that the relationship with his brother has changed.
I don't think their marriage will last.
But no one has actually seen what Harry and Meghan have to say. Instead, the airwaves are full of royal experts influencing public opinion by giving their views into the soap opera of the decade.
You just think, could there be a more inappropriate time for all this to be blasting out in public?
But do these experts actually know what they're talking about?
And he's trying to say because of COVID, they shouldn't be given an interview making the royal family look bad. What the fuck?
What a bunch of shills, man.
Yeah.
Just do whatever they're told, I'm sure.
I'm so sorry. Let me just once again hand back to you, Ben.
Would these paid commentators give a review of an interview they've not yet seen? To put this to the test, Archie and I set up a production company, Beneath the Fold Limited, to invite 4 royal experts onto a fake TV show to give their reaction to Harry and Meghan's interview 3 days before they had even
Good job by
seen it.
these two guys.
We found some royal experts
This
and
is
used
how
our
the
very
mainstream
own
media
royal
We should do
experts
shit
to
like
gauge
this,
their
man.
interest.
Yes.
Together a special for a UK broadcaster to be broadcast immediately after the interview that Harry and Meghan have given to CBS.
We should.
with
We should
Oprah.
have a graphic designer.
And we're looking for
If you guys,
guests
you
to
guys know a
comment
good
on
one,
the interview.
let us know. We should come up with a fake
So it will be
news name
pre-recorded. So
and have them do a fake logo for us. And we should be wearing like suits when that happens. We should do this. We should make it sound like it's a mainstream media thing.
Yeah.
We should
That's
have
so
a true looking logo, and we should try to start.
And you know, it doesn't even really have to be fake. We're just a news organization now.
Yep.
Boom. I mean, I don't know what's required for that. Anything?
We'll
These guys did it.
Yeah, we'll wing it.
Yeah.
So we're actually recording it tomorrow, and it's just to offer kind of an immediate reaction to the interview that will then go out after the interview, if that makes sense.
Within minutes, the Queen's former press secretary, Dickie Arbiter, the editor of Majesty magazine, Ingrid Seward, royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams, and CNN's Victoria Arbiter all agreed to offer their instant reaction to an interview that hadn't even broadcast. The experts were happy
That's
to act as
unreal.
if they'd already seen the interview. Their fees were negotiated and their contract signed. Had these professional royal experts who influence the public already made up their minds about Harry and Meghan's interview before seeing it? This is what happened.
Ingrid Seward is the editor of Majesty magazine.
Have you ever read Majesty magazine?
No, but neither has anyone else, so that's all right.
We're going to be doing a post-match analysis of Harry and Meghan's interview with Oprah, which is obviously coming out in a few days' time.
My name is Victoria Arbiter, A-R, B as in boy, I-T-E-R, and I am royal commentator for CNN.
Richard Fitzwilliams, royal commentator.
Ingrid Seward, I'm editor-in-chief of
I think
Majesty
these guys
magazine.
are embarrassed.
You've not seen the interview yet, have you?
They should be.
No, great. I think we have a fair idea of where the interview's going, and we have a fair idea.
You do, definitely.
Okay, great. Are you ready to go? Brilliant. Okay, let's go.
What was your overall impression of the interview?
I think that this was an extremely hard-hitting interview.
In the interview, to my mind, this was an actress giving one of her great performances. From start to finish, Meghan was acting.
Do you think, looking back now, that Oprah went rather soft on Harry and Meghan?
I think the interview was really an iron fist in a velvet glove.
She did ask the tough questions. She had to ask the tough questions.
It was not a balanced interview.
But at the same time, I think she did ask those questions in a sympathetic light.
Oprah is a friend and gave them an easy ride.
Wow. What fantastic liars.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is. It's interesting to see this.
Yes.
They really are. I mean, I think they're doing a good job of saying.
There's a clip I tried to find before. Even shows it works with normal people. Like there were some people that set up like a fake camera crew out in the street and acted like, and they turned it into a game show where they would try to get people to say just ridiculous stuff. And they say, "Dude, did you see what happened here?" "No, I missed it." "Oh, we're trying to do a news report. We need a eyewitness. Can you just tell us you saw it?" It's like, "What was it?" "You know, an alien actually landed right over there," or just something ridiculous. And so many people went along with it.
Man.
Yeah, it blew my mind. It came right from the sky, and these guys walked out. I can't believe it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Swear on my mother's life, stuff like that.
Yeah. Creating the narrative.
Creating the narrative.
Yeah. And also, they're all saying stuff that like they could say about any interview, you know, but it still sounds like they probably know.
They're cold reading an interview.
Yeah, they're cold reading, yeah.
And certainly favorite.
So let's make this point. This is the royal commentator for CNN.
For CNN.
Just willing to just say, yeah, what an interview. She asked the hard-hitting questions. We
also saw that CNN employee storming the Capitol and getting arrested, too.
Yeah.
I mean, this all should be a lot of egg on CNN's face and all these guys.
There's no room left. It's already covered in egg from all the other scandals.
But hopefully if any of these guys ever try to go back onto a news show, this is just played for them.
But no one's ever going to see this except me, you, and DZ Drunk and Miggles.
3 million viewers.
3 million viewers.
The donkey sanctuary.
In the interview, the nicest thing about Meghan was that she, it's her love of animals.
She does have a love of animals, but that's only one side of her. That's a domestic side.
Yeah.
We've got to look at the broad picture, and the broad picture is not a very pretty one.
If we could speak to...
She is still, you're right. She is, you know what? She is kind of still kissing Oprah's ass. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Should we watch this whole thing, dude? Or
you get the point.
Yeah.
You get stopped there.
That's interesting, though. I might watch the rest of that some other time.
Yeah. And, you'll see British people, not even just British, anyone that's for the monarchy will say, yeah, but they bring in way more tax money or they bring in way more money to the country than they take due to tourism or whatever. And basically nothing has corroborated that. In fact, there's a lot of estimates that say it's the opposite, that they actually take in more than they make. They're actually saying that if you just got them out of there and turn it into just the building, there'd be more tourism because then people could go and actually do like tours and not have to worry about people living there, Buckingham and stuff. So they're basically saying that's a lie, but it's just repeated so often.
And
as the excuse of why
they're needed or
why
good.
These people are still, I mean, it looks like they're shitbags due to like Prince Andrew and the covering up of that. And just this interview does not make the royals look good, by the way. So these people are just siphoning off tax money, living just opulent lives.
And they say that like they don't have much power in the country as far as like politics and stuff. But I think that they still do. They kind of like have to sign off on certain things.
Yeah. And can't they, if they chose to, basically override anything?
Yeah, I think so. So they're still, but I don't know. I'd have to ask an English guy.
Yeah.
But it's really weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. And it's weird how many people, and even going back to this wedding, I mean, there were people in the United States waking up at like 3 a.m. to watch this royal wedding. Like, how crazy is that? There were people like, it was all over Reddit and stuff. Like, one guy's wife woke up at 3 a.m, put on her wedding dress, and watched this royal wedding. Like, what in the hell?
Oh, I know. It's so weird, man. People are just freaking. They really do worship these people.
Homeowners, this incredible tip is just for you.
So I want to show one
less
video.
than 300.
I'm sure you've seen this one. Did you see what I
know.
Googled there?
I've never. No, I have no idea what this is.
Okay. Well, give me 20 seconds for this. Ah, there we go. All right, here you go. See this? This is Buckingham Palace, by the way.
I'm not.
What's happening?
Naked dude is crawling down the window here. And he falls.
Oh my God.
And then
We know the story of this? Did he get caught in the Queen's bed?
Well, like nothing was ever said about this.
What?
Also, some people were saying it might be kind of a younger, like a preteen or something.
No.
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell.
No.
Maybe it's a guy. Maybe it's a young.
That looks kind of young now that you say that, man.
Yep.
When there's no story on that?
Not that I've ever heard. I think that's just was
So
never
there's,
mentioned.
In the interview, I sent you some bullet points. I didn't come up with these, so I can't take credit for them. But one of the things they talk about is how basically the royals wined and dined all these tabloids and everything for favorable stories. And I'm sure so they stuff like that stays silent. But that does look like a younger.
I'm sure they have.
gentleman.
Yeah, it might be, dude. We should almost. But I'm sure they probably have an even tighter grip over the news media in England than something like whining and dining the tabloids.
Yeah. That's on the surface.
Yeah, it's probably much more like, well, the Queen said don't run that, so don't run that, or we'll, end your newspaper.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and that's a lot of money. That's a powerful family. I can't imagine if the British people decided to have a vote and voted 50.1% to 49.9% to get rid of them. I don't see them just leaving, taking that laying down.
Right. Let's watch this one more time, okay?
God, he falls decent.
Yeah, I know. And the girls just laugh. It's like, did he die?
Yeah, you're right. That looks young.
How far did he fall? Anyway, I can't tell if it's a dude though, or like a kid or a dude.
I know.
A teen or a adult. I don't know.
Off of their head is all shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we could go to just the bullet points so people have to listen to.
Oh yeah, let's do that because I want to see them.
Yeah.
This is apparently a huge deal. Oh, I thought it would be.
No, I just have actually copy and paste. Because I can't find
I thought it'd be a video. Yeah.
No, I can't find a good, simple interview.
What did she say where she accused them of being racist?
A few times, basically a few times, saying that's due to her skin color and stuff. But the long and short of this is that they didn't seem to like her at all. They gave her no help, no support, no classes. And then so they basically were going to say, hey, we're going to go down to part-time work and we're going to move to Canada. And right then the Royals acted like they had no idea and they cut them off completely, saying they're abdicating type of thing, and they weren't. And so they weren't even given security, like royal security at all. I guess Tyler Perry took them in, put them in a house, and paid for their security until they could basically get on their feet. But now they have their own place and stuff.
Dude, that's one thing I saw is Harry said something like he's on his own financially now, and to me, I just assume he's got $40 million.
Oh, I think you're actually right around what he has, and she's got like 9 million. So they're not roughing this.
Yeah, I think they'll be all right.
When his mom died, he was the second oldest, and she knew that the oldest would be taken care of. And I guess she willed a lot of her jewelry and a lot of her wealth to her second son, which is him. Because of that, she knew the oldest would be taken care of. And now people are looking back going, well, did she also do this because she knew that he might fly the roost, basically?
Weird.
Yeah.
That would be pretty prophetic of her if...
Yeah, and he was pretty much raised by a nanny who I guess they only kept on just because they didn't want him to lose another mother figure after that.
So did you watch the interview?
No.
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 I wonder who came out looking good and bad in this deal.
Yeah, that's not something I would really enjoy watching. I would maybe force myself to do it just for the show. But I read these bullet points, and it was basically enough for me, where I'm like, yeah, good enough.
But one thing about it that's kind of interesting to me is, like, why did they do an interview? It seems like they just
to get the word out. I mean, they were...
The word out about what?
They were very wronged.
They were wronged.
Absolutely.
By the royal family.
Yep.
Okay.
Doesn't it make you guys feel old that we've seen Harry as a kid when his mom died at her funeral? We'll never forget that scene. I was too young at the time. I didn't even know what the hell was going on. I didn't know this was the second son of her until I was reading about the story. Because I just not know anything about the royal family.
No, I don't either. And when Princess Diana died, I think I heard about it, and then I just went and played football. I had no...
And, there was a lot of conspiracies at the time, but it's so easy to shut down a conspiracy back then that it might be time to kind of relook at that.
Oh, I've looked at it a little bit. I think she was killed, probably, but I always believe the conspiracy, so...
They probably got some compensation. Yeah, I bet they did.
I'm sure that's one thing I thought. They must have got paid.
Yeah, I don't think they're money hungry.
But, it's kind of a strange thing to go...
I think they have plenty of money is what I meant to say. But yeah, you're probably right. That's probably how they're making a living now.
But it is sort of a strange thing to just go, kind of air the dirty laundry of your family on...
For her, it's not even her real family. I mean, she married into this, was treated like shit.
Okay.
Left.
All right, well.
I mean, at one point, she supposedly even talked about wanting to kill herself. And them saying, basically, that she's not allowed to go and talk to a professional, and them saying, well, we'll figure it out, find you somebody. And they didn't. They basically just ignored it.
I've advocated for...
Okay, let's play a little bit of it.
I mean, that's the sad irony of the last 4 years, is I've advocated for so long for women to use their voice. And then I was silent.
Were you silent or were you silenced?
How about you don't lead her?
As soon as she said that, Oprah goes, and that's why I make $500 million for killer lines like that.
Being strung along by her. And there's so she makes some points about the media here, how the media has twisted a lot of stuff. And she comes across kind of believable. And then you see the interview of these royal interviewers that we just saw last time that didn't see this interview, and they are already kind of shitting on her. It makes me think that there's some truth to that too then.
Could be.
The latter.
The 2-hour interview comes amid mounting friction between Buckingham Palace and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. The couple made the decision to leave the UK.
He won't be given security. He's not going to be given a title.
Talking about her son there.
And also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
She says tabloid scrutiny and life within the royal family made her miserable and lonely. She says at her lowest point, she thought about committing suicide.
I just didn't want to be alive anymore. And that was a very clear and real...
It's hard to take that too seriously. I'm sure maybe it was, but what is she's like the Princess of England at the time and married a prince.
She basically claimed they took her car keys, her passport, and her ID when she got there. And she's like, I could request them back, but I have to give a very good excuse of where I was going and why and how long I'm going to be there.
That's weird. I guess I don't know what the hell it's like.
Yeah, I don't think you have very much freedom at this point. I think I don't think you have your own life anymore.
Weird.
Constant thought.
So they abdicated. They're no longer
this interview,
part of the
Meghan
royal
accused the palace of orchestrating a smear campaign.
It's kind of how
Last
I feel.
week, the British newspaper The Times ran a report where sources claim she treated some of her staff so badly that they quit. The palace, which normally is silent on anything published in the papers, said it was concerned about the allegations and would investigate, which it notably did not
All
do.
right, man. I mean,
Which they did nothing to their pedophile Prince Andrew. Let's just keep reminding people of that.
yeah.
He's proven as a pedophile,
Right.
and nothing came of it. They
He
basically shipped
loved
him
hanging out
away.
with Bill Gates.
Yep.
Probably.
You saw that interview where he was talking. There's a picture of him with like 15-year-old girl, and he's dancing her closer, and she's like basically just kind of grossed out because of his sweat and everything. And he's like, "That can't be true. I have a condition where I don't sweat."
Did we ever talk about that specifically on the?
I don't
on
know.
This? But I've seen that interview because they asked him, "You're under some serious allegations," and he said, "Well, she said I sweat a lot, but I don't. I have a weird medical condition where I don't sweat."
So
Which is apparently a big lie from him. Like,
well, we can see pictures of him.
Lie.
You can see pictures of him just pitting out with sweat in his armpits. Yeah, it's definitely fake.
But
that was his
lie.
master plan.
Yeah.
But I do think he was the fall guy for the Epstein thing. I think they knew, like, all right, we're going to give somebody.
I do too, except he didn't even end up.
And
falling.
now he gets away with it too.
Yeah,
Yep.
nobody went down for that except Epstein.
So I hope she kind of helps bring down the end to this, to the royal family. Wouldn't that be great?
That would be great. I'd be a fan of her if she does that. Okay, I'm bored with the royal family shit.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Before we go, there was a fight in Bath and Body Works. You want to show that clip?
Yeah, let's show that.
Nice little intermission. This is
It's
in
always nice to have a-
Arizona.
Oh, this is in Scottsdale. Your old.
Yeah.
This is the
Old
Bath and Body
stomping
Works you
grounds.
always used to go to, huh?
Yep. Yeah, they knew that name here.
Whoa. I love that women always go for the hair right away.
They do.
It's just instinct.
Just grab hair, go to the ground.
Yep.
God, that's like,
What a shit show.
it's like, one thing I don't want to do is lay down face first on the floor and flail around like she was. I think if this lady had a friend or something, you one stop and there goes her teeth, and you're out of the fight.
She's been slacking on her MMA training.
She has.
She needs to get back in the gym.
What is that lady wearing? by the way?
That was great. Is it over?
Yeah, apparently it was. I think so. Apparently it was over line cutting.
Well, don't cut. I hope she got her ass kicked for cutting in line.
Yeah.
Dude, I've got another fight before we go on because it's really.
Those are always so fun to watch.
Yeah. Let me find it. Dun, dun, dun.
As long as I hate watching
Here it
like
is.
cheap shots and stuff like that. People not stopping when they should. I don't like watching those types. But
I don't either, but I also can't look away. You know, I still watch it even when it's some horrible fight. You know. Okay, here's a great fight.
Es que no se pegue, ¿por qué se pegan?
Did she just give him a credit card?
Suélteme la verga. Ya, Mari, ya. Es que no se pegue, ¿por qué se pegan?
Why does he pull his pants down and punch him in the
That's
bare
when
ass?
he knows. That's when he is that a he?
This
I
is
don't
a
wanna
he.
misgender.
These are both
He
he's.
knows that Tapotment massage he was giving the guy wasn't hurting, so he got so frustrated. He's thinking, "What can I do?"
Yeah, these are just some weak punches.
And that massage is harder than that.
Oh, maybe this is a chick. I don't know.
think it's a
'Cause
chick, probably.
whoever it is needs to learn to punch.
Party body wash is seasonal.
But it's rare that you see the old pants pull down, punch in the ass.
Es que no se pegue.
Do they teach that in your gym, Garrett?
the old oil check.
¿Por qué se pegan?
It goes inside.
Yeah, they just let him go. All right, he's done.
When liberals fight.
Oh, just talking about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Did you see this?
Oh.
So, this is another reason that I think that probably...
They do need more money. Maybe Biggles was right. That's why they did the interview.
Yeah, but also, you know, when you say need more money, yeah, they've got to go earn $10 million on their own now. You know what I mean? Because this guy gets to just talk to the CEO of Disney, and he tells him, all right, so I'll just show you. Did you see what he said there? He says, she does voiceovers. So, you know, he just told the CEO of Disney, like, hey, she does voiceovers. She'd
He's
love
a
to.
real life princess for you. How about that?
Yeah.
Ex-princess, whatever.
So I'm just saying, I don't think they'll have to worry about money. I guess he's out there grifting.
But God, I think the fact that they did this makes me think that they're going to have to worry about money.
Well, what do you mean by worry about money, Garrett?
Well, if you got tens of millions of dollars and you're thinking I'm set and my kids are set, you're not going and pimping yourself, asking for a job at this social gathering. I'm sure that was a lot of humble pie for him to do this.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Or maybe it's, you know, like using influence. Not necessarily in a bad way, but
I think that took
not in like a
I
God,
think
we're
he had
desperate
to swallow
for
his pride, and he was not looking forward to this conversation. But I think he knew he had to do it.
Could be. But I think they're going to be fine. That's my point. They got a $40 million mansion or whatever, probably, you know.
Oof.
Well, here's a nice just pictures worth 1,000 words. See that?
I remember when
Playgrounds
this first
roped off.
happened. I think people should at least be able to look back and say they were wrong to ban kids going to parks. But people were acting like at the beginning that you were a bad parent if you let your kid play at a playground alone.
Hang on.
That's
Hang on, dude, because this is a funny comment. You think she's telling Jay-Z Harry can rap? So you see she's talking to Jay-Z over here? You see that, Garrett? So she's going, yeah, Harry's actually a great rapper. Anyway, okay, go on. Sorry.
like you're saying that they kind of acted like you were a bad parent if you let your kids go to the playground during that. It was the middle of summer. They acted like that is a bad thing to do. I knew people that like were approached by old ladies when their kids were at a playground alone saying, how dare you, essentially.
Because of COVID?
Yep, because they're letting their kids play outside with nobody else at the playground when COVID was active.
People were so scared of
And
this dumb disease.
I live across the street from playground. It was roped off.
Yeah, doesn't hurt the kids at all. Never has. They're completely fine. So that old lady should have stayed in her house.
Yep.
Anyway. Well, we've got some other just random
We
stuff.
could get into it. I mean, we're an hour into it.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get we need to just peel off the Band-Aid and get through that Chinese YouTube video. But I was on a mom's group on Facebook, and there was constant shaming about parents who are bringing their kids to a playground.
Man.
Yeah, I believe.
You know, people just have to ignore all the hate, you know, and get on with their lives. Because if we wait for these morons to tell us it's okay to go outside, we'll never go outside.
If they screenshot that and start sending it to the group text, look at what I did. These people are just not paying attention. Mom's got arrested for letting kids play in the playground in small town Westmont, had them all taped on too.
Wow.
What could they give you arresting on that? What would stick?
Having fun.
So there's we like to bring you guys the kind of ridiculous stuff we come across. There is a commune. This is happening right now. A commune that's starting to get big on TikTok. And because of this, there's starting to become a lot of people watching on TikTok and moving to this commune. And a lot of people are starting to call it a cult. So here's the videos. You can start with the off the grid commune tour right there, Nate.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a tour of the garden, a community where you are welcome. This is the office, some perching chickens. This is the free bus with clothes and stuff that you can take. That's the schoolhouse. That's the kitchen bus. The old community cabin. The new tool shed. That's the shower house. The new community cabin. That's the toilet. There's a cabin there. There's a cabin over there. And a cabin here.
So,
this is the outdoor kitchen we use in the summer, getting renovated. Over there is the library. A nice pond. Chicken coop. School bus. School bus. School bus. A watchtower. Greenhouse.
Watchtower.
One of the gardens.
They're just playing
Dirt
Fort.
church. And soon to be sauna. Here's the whole thing.
So I don't know how. Looks like they got a couple.
You're welcome to
acres.
join us. The address is in the description.
You're welcome to join us. Anyone can just go and be part of the commune.
And they get into that too, kind of what it takes to be a member and what they do and stuff like that. But they got, as you can see, it looks like somebody got a couple acres of land.
Yeah.
And started putting this on TikTok. And so, of course, the comments, we can't see the comments on this, but we should. The comments of people saying, this looks like a cult. So as you can see, that's the next video.
Do we
I can
live
see
in a cult,
COVID
this one?
pushing. I know. So here's the thing, too, is like you can see these guys don't wear masks. And then there's other communes that they'll sometimes travel to, kind of as vacations. And boy, do people in the comments not happy about that. Not happy at all. Basically, one of the biggest points against these people is that they're COVID deniers.
Well, they should just
they're
put
living here without that.
They should just put Black Lives Matter on one of those buses and say it's a protest. And everyone
they
shut up.
get the comments. People get mad because you'll see there's some white people with dreadlocks, so that's a big no. Comments are full of that.
Dude, you know, man, speaking of that, I saw a video of a college. A girl is calling out a white guy for having dreadlocks, and he's like,
Yep.
it's my hair. You know, it has nothing to do with whatever culture or what. It's not stealing your culture.
Well,
And
Norse,
look, we
way
need to
back
get
then
over
had
that kind of idea.
dreadlocks.
Yeah, exactly.
Dreadlocks have been around for as long as
Yeah.
people have not been able to shower and wash their
Right.
hair at a regular amount of times.
You know, it's
Yeah.
really crazy.
But that is a sensitive issue to a lot of people. Seeing a white person with dreadlocks, that will
It makes me
trigger a
want
lot
to
of people.
it makes me want to put dreadlocks in.
Do it.
I'm that crazy. I just hate this stupid shit.
But you'll see that a lot. And there's a term I'd never heard of called a sundowning town. Have you heard of this? They're saying, like, it's kind of funny. People are saying this is a cult because they're close to two sundowning cities. Apparently, that's cities that are supposedly very, very, very dangerous to people of color or LGBT community. They're just
So
towns.
that's
And
sort of
they're
what I
like
thought it meant. It was sundowning
cities.
is don't let
And
the
then-
sun go down on you in this town.
Yeah, and so like they'll talk like, yeah, my college professor says this is a sundowning area, and so that's why I think these guys are a cult. Like, there's some pretty funny arguments why these guys are a cult.
So they're saying it's racist now. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they start talking about not enough people of color, and then they start putting,
I won't.
and then they start putting people of color in the video. Then of course they're doing that too much. Sandblasting mask wouldn't fit.
But dude, you know, the idea of a sundowning town,
Mm.
I'll bet there hasn't been a sundowning town since 1961.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
50.
the whole idea of being against racists and bigots is they paint with a broad brush. What are you doing when you're calling like giant cities in Tennessee sundowning
It's
towns?
probably a great city. You know,
Yeah, and they're big ones. They're not small cities. They're calling this, and they're seriously saying that is cult-like behavior because they're in a commune off on their own, but they're kind of close to a big city.
Well, I'll
Let's
tell you
ask
what.
everyone if we live in a cult.
They aren't wearing masks. I'm gonna go join this
Jeff,
place.
do we live in a cult?
Just say yes.
Do we live in a cult?
I don't think so.
Brian, do we live in a cult? Do we live in a cult? Do we? All right, she's
Ask
not
the
talking.
leader.
John, do we live in
Not
a cult?
very convincing.
Yeah, no kidding.
Find more people to ask. Guys, do we live in a cult?
No, what?
Okay. Thanks. Do we live in a cult?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, great. Cult. Do we live in a cult?
No, it's a community.
And the verdict's in, guys. We don't live in a cult.
Verdict's in. We asked ourselves, we're not in a cult.
Okay, but so far, I gotta say, it doesn't look like a cult to me.
No, it does look like an actual commune, which
Yeah.
I gotta admit, if I was a single guy just right outside, out of undergrad, I could see me saying, you know what, I'm gonna go live here, no worries for a month. Just go hang out.
I looked into communes and stuff. There's something I like about it, you know.
Even kind of like the Amish lifestyle, go do that for a bit.
you
Go work with
grow
your
your
hands
own
for a bit.
food.
Yeah. They all look like homeless farmers.
Former homeless
Has
people.
any member of an actual cult ever thought they were a cult? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to guess it's a no.
Right. But so what? I feel I'm worried that they're going to have 10,000 people show up to their commune.
Oh, they're going to have, it starts happening. A lot of more people will start coming.
It does.
Yep.
Okay, so which one should I play next?
They kind of, they follow a sequence basically. They go from down to up and left, right to left. There's kind of a boring few videos where they travel to a different commune where it's just like, yeah, whatever. But
more TikTokers.
You can just go down.
We have a lot of TikTokers here. It just came just for a tour. What do you think of the garden?
I'm in love, and I will get lost in the dog pit all day.
What do you think about the garden?
Dream. I love it here. It's super cool.
I want to take care of the chickens.
Woo!
You're skipping too much. You gotta go back. There's some kind of gold.
Okay.
We have a lot of.
We missed a couple comments too. I can't see what people are saying.
Oh.
New Mexico has some impressive communities. I'd rather be able to shower.
I'd rather be able to shower. Yeah, me too.
Their shower didn't look the greatest there.
No. I'd like a running toilet.
Solar heated and
electricity. But there's something about it I like, but then I think I want to shower and use my computer.
Yeah. So where did we leave off? We left off. Do we live in a cult? So you'll see. Yeah, you click on that. You'll go to.
Actually, I want to see the toilet.
This is where we go to toilet on an off-grid community, not graphic. Julia, help me out here.
This is the compost toilet. There's no plumbing at all. It just all falls into this big hole, and then we cover it up afterwards with sawdust. And we do use toilet paper and hand sanitize.
And that right there was
could
the
be worse.
horn. More about.
I don't know why they wouldn't use a lot. Keep going. You didn't see the end of it.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Let's
Wrong
ask
one.
everyone
Hit
if
the
we
left
live in a
button.
cult.
Dang it. This one.
This is where we go to toilet on.
But they've got to share this one toilet with everybody, huh?
I mean, they could put lie in there or something like that. That would work better. But watch, you'll see now. It kind of goes and shows what happens afterwards.
Okay.
And that right there was the food horn. More about that later. The waste after 6 months. And this is the waste after 9 months. After a year, we have beautiful, fertile soil.
Don't grab
This
it
is
like
where
that.
we go to toilet
This is the
on an
composting
off-grid
it,
community, not graphic.
Okay.
Julia, help me out here.
Yeah. So there's their first TikToker that arrives here.
This guy?
Yeah.
So a guy from TikTok has just came to the land. Here he is, getting set up.
I've seen these guys on TikTok, and I've been wandering the country for a long fucking time. So, kind of want to just chill out for a little while. This seemed like a good opportunity, so I'm gonna help these guys out. They got a lot of work that need to be done. So, we're gonna build this thing.
You are also welcome here. This is free land for free people. So a guy from TikTok is just.
I love it. You know?
Yeah.
Shit is full.
I think this is probably gonna start growing because it is taking off. Most of the comments are not very supportive.
Do you know when their first video was? Like when did they upload?
You can click on that last off-grid commune tour is kind of the. You can go to the off-grid shower over there, but basically you're at the very beginning right here.
Okay, but do we know when this happened?
Click on it, you'll probably be able to see.
I'm going to give you a tour of the garden, a community where you are welcome. This is the office.
I don't see a date anywhere.
This is the free
but
bus.
it's pretty
with
now.
clothes and
Okay.
Video is.
Well, they're gonna have
So
way
there's
too many
another
people
one
show
of
up.
why we aren't a cult right there.
All right. TikToker, why we
now
aren't a
we're
cult?
going to have council where we make decisions based on consensus. we write the topics that we would like to discuss. We read the mission statement.
To learn, teach, and experiment in a variety of sustainable and self-sufficient living skills.
Right now we're making a decision about what we should do about some chickens that are injured or diseased.
Eat them.
Make decisions with 10 seconds of silence, and the proposal right now is, should we kill the chickens? Now we're going to have council, where we make decisions based on consensus.
I wish we could show the comments, because there's like one people like, well, what do you do about wheelchair? Where'd you see
drug-free
that?
commune?
Where'd you see
What's
that?
the
It
point?
is a drug-free one. I don't know where you saw that, but yeah, they claim it's a drug-free.
Drug-free?
one.
What about weed?
I have no idea.
Does that count?
But like the comments are pretty hilarious. They're just kind of like, well, what do you do about wheelchair accessible? I don't see that. And he comes and says like, anybody is welcome as long as they're going to chip in and they're friendly to everybody. And then they'll be like, as a queer that's in a wheelchair, that's not good enough for me. You guys are definitely a cult.
I guess everyone is just trolling, you know.
Somebody asked about people of color, and they said the same comment, exact same one, copy and paste. As long as you're coming here to help chip in and to be nice to everyone, you're welcome. I was like, oh, gee, well, that's pretty telling that you would say that the question of people of color, acting like he's only saying that because people of color aren't thought of as hardworking and nice to people.
Wow. Boy, you can't win.
Oh, Obi says on the sign, can I make a commune under Sharia law? That would be a pretty scary commune.
That's hilarious. I would love that.
You'd love a commune under Sharia law.
Just go ham with it.
You know, in New York, there's Muslim neighborhoods, and they drive patrol cars that look almost identical to police cars, and they're not police cars. They're basically people going around basically trying to uphold Sharia. Have you heard about this?
In New York?
Yep, in New York.
They should get arrested for that then.
I know, but they're not. They get no consequences for that. And there's argument. They make arguments saying we should be able to police ourselves, so we should be able to police with Sharia law.
Sharia law commune. That's hilarious.
You could live here.
Hello, this is the women's cabin. This is where I stay, and then we have 2 open bunks right now. We got a wood stove and lots of wood, and I'll keep the fire going all night long.
Look at the beautiful views.
Follow rock and roll music on TikTok.
Seriously, look how cool this place is. You've got like a whole open wood space.
Shouldn't have shown me this, Garrett. Now I gotta
You could live.
join this cult.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the worst thing ever.
Nah, it looks cool. As long as they're, you know. Look, they aren't wearing masks. I'm a big fan.
Minneapolis is a Sharia law problem too. I am not surprised to hear that.
I am.
You are?
Yeah, was it? They're enforcing Sharia law in Minneapolis? That's surprising to hear.
God, we should do a segment on that for next show. Do some research on
should.
it. Yeah.
Dude, that makes me think of that video we showed of the women in Paris who they went to the Muslim community. Remember that?
Oh, did we show that on the show?
I think we did.
So for people that don't know, we showed of like a lady that's got a hidden camera, and she goes to, you know, because Paris has an issue with a lot of the migrants, and everything's becoming like they're kind of segregated areas that are basically Muslim areas. And she tries to walk into a coffee shop just as a single lady, and boy, they did not like it.
Yeah, they didn't like that she was walking alone without a man. They told her like,
they told her to leave.
Don't come here. Yeah,
females have no right there.
Yeah, and it was like, was that in Paris?
Yep.
And she was like, "Hey, I'm French. This is part of Paris.
This is my country.
Yeah, you can't discriminate against women here." And they're like, "This is our community.
We should go down there for a week." I would take a vacation and go. I would for real try it out.
I would too, but now I think there's gonna be way too many people at this place. Because this has 400,000 views.
You'll have to go back to the place in these. I think like people accused them of eating a cat. I think they killed a cat and ate it. And later someone asked them like if pets are allowed. He said, "You sure, bring your dogs."
Yeah,
no
I'm hungry.
cats though. So I think they eat cats. I'm not for sure on that, but somebody was accusing them of it at least.
Well, it's not a crime to eat a cat,
Yeah.
but it is a strange thing to do.
Yes, especially in a country where
I've
they're
never eaten a cat.
domesticated. I mean, I think they'd
Yeah.
cry if they were eating dogs. You know?
Right. If they were eating dogs, there'd be a bigger outcry. Eating
Yeah.
cat is just as bad, I suppose. What do you think of capitalism? Well, I gotta see
Only
this.
one thing to do on a rainy day like this. What do you think about capitalism?
Worthless.
Worthless?
Worthless.
What do you think about capitalism?
It's a good stepping stone.
So, yeah, what do you think about capitalism?
Needs more love.
What do you think about capitalism?
I don't think about it.
What do you think about capitalism?
Fuck it.
Only one thing to do on a rainy.
Well, the irony is capitalism's letting them do this. They have Chinese food on their menu. Did you see the video in New York where, you know, people like sit around, there's pigeons everywhere and people feed the pigeons? There's an Asian lady that's sitting there and she tries to inconspicuously grab a pigeon and puts it in a bag. And it turns out that they were taking pigeons, butchering them and serving them as chicken in a Chinese restaurant. She got arrested for it.
Dang.
Go to YouTube, see if you can find it quick.
Okay, what should I search?
Say, lady, maybe Chinese lady catches pigeon. Yeah, there it is.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta move your camera.
God, I don't think this is the one I saw.
Dang, nice grab though. Gotta give her that.
Is there enough meat on that bird to make it worth it?
Free.
The one I saw was different than this. There, oh, she's put it in the bag.
Yes. You know, they serve pigeon in some restaurants.
Pigeon is actually delicious and a delicacy in France.
Yeah.
Obi would definitely know.
It's messed up for them to
Lie
say,
about what it
say
is.
it's chicken,
Yep.
but
Yep.
people eat pigeon. Like I
Yeah.
know they serve it in some restaurants.
I would eat it in the right setting. I don't want
I
to
guess
order.
I'd eat it.
I don't want to order Kung Pao chicken and find out that it was actually pigeon.
Right.
But I think she actually got arrested for it because they did find out they were serving it.
Yep.
But yeah,
Can't do that.
I hope this commune doesn't get the Waco treatment.
Say that again.
I hope this commune doesn't get the Waco treatment. That's
No
for sure.
kidding.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Dude, things like that are so weird.
About New York pages, yeah, who knows what they're eating and.
Well, should we show these two little clips of Biden?
Sure.
This is the most recent one where people are saying he forgot the Secretary of Defense's name here. So,
just want to thank you both, and I want to thank the former general. I keep calling him general, but the guy who runs that outfit over there. I want to make sure we thank the secretary for all he's done to try to implement what we've just talked about, and for recommending these two women for promotion.
okay, so right there
He
couldn't
must
come up with
have
his name.
missed it on the
Teleprompter.
Yeah.
Okay, but did you see? This is the video.
Yeah,
Really.
this is a weird one.
Yeah, we didn't show this, did we, on the show?
No,
I don't think
no.
so. Let's show this.
Supposed to speak, or is Swati going to say something? I was told I was going to hear from Swati.
Either way, any way you'd like to do it is fine. We have Dr. Mohan here with me. Of course, you know her from the landing coverage.
Hey, Doc, how are you?
I'm doing very well, Mr. President.
I just
Thank
want you to
for-
know.
for taking the time to speak with us.
Are you kidding me? What an honor this is. This is an incredible honor. And it's amazing. Indian of descent Americans are taking over the country. You, my vice president, my speechwriter, Vinay, I tell you what,
I have Indian friends
Am I supposed
too.
to speak?
Dude, he's just accidentally racist, constantly.
I think he's not accidentally. I think he's racist. And he accidentally keeps letting it out.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. How sad that this guy is the I mean, you could tell by looking. That's not a strong leader.
Indian Americans, you guys are taking over the country. It's like, cut off his mic.
Well, did you see that? Even though tech stocks are plummeting, GameStop's kind of making a comeback. Did you see that?
Is it? What's it at now?
I think it touched 200 again today.
No
I think it's pretty
way.
close to, yep. It's up like 40% or something like that today.
Wow, that's crazy.
How about that?
That's really crazy to me.
Yeah. I don't know what the shorts are. I don't know how many shorts are able to get out. There's rumors that right before Robinhood cut off buying of it, like right before that, Melvin Capital reshorted. So their short would have to be sitting at like 370 then. I don't know how true that is. But it's interesting that the rest of the tech world is getting crushed right now, and GameStop is flying.
Why? I feel like it's not worth 194. Technically it is, but
made a point that with this influx of capital, that the stock is actually really cheap right now, and that was when it was sitting at like 100 or even under. I think he said like 60 or 70.
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I don't know what the short is. It still might be shorted 100%. Yeah, all the shorters came over the EV sector. Man, I was so close to getting a put on Tesla right before it plummeted. Oh, it makes me sick to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's something to keep an eye on tomorrow too, because look at like what it's done in the last like 5 days even. It's really going up. I'm guessing there was a lot more shorters coming in when it looked like it was just plummeting and plummeting.
Well, they're getting crushed then.
Yep. And Bitcoin seems to maybe have been finally uncoupled from the tech stocks, because that is up, even though tech stocks down. I think it's the first time since the pandemic that I could say that I think I've seen that.
It was flying today. It was going way up.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. 54. Jeez. That's awesome.
Yeah. And that's the first time basically since the pandemic started that it hasn't followed tech stocks, really. There's a conspiracy theory hedge funds are working out of the teaks, small guys. Oh, I think that's a for sure thing. I think that that's the reason Nokia and BlackBerry and all those got crushed so bad, because they knew they had a big problem on their hand with these meme stocks, and they had to make a point and try to get people out. And I think they probably ended up making more money off GameStop than they lost. I would guess.
Yeah, probably. Just too bad, because they rigged the system. I have no faith in the stock market at all. I think it's rigged.
At least with crypto, it's the Wild West, and you know what to watch out for. What you don't have to worry about is the government and these billionaires using the law against you.
Yeah, yet.
In crypto, that would never, ever happen.
Institutions control the market. Yeah. It's really
in Bitcoin and stuff, you have decentralized markets that nobody controls. That issue, you have whales that have thousands upon thousands of Bitcoin could influence the market really easily. So you got that as that's the give and take. I would much rather take that than I would the stock market, really.
Yeah.
Problem is, most crypto is shit. 99.999% of it's shit that won't be around in a couple years. There's a lot of really bad projects in the crypto world.
To me, it's just Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those are the only things I'm looking at,
There was a lot of rumors before this that Ethereum was basically the dinosaur that was worth nothing. But, because they got when in the stock market, when a company goes public, it's called an IPO, initial public offering. It's an ICO in the crypto world, initial coin offering, and all of those used to be on the Ethereum blockchain. That's what was driving up the price of Ethereum for a while, but that's gone. That's not gone, but they're
Ethereum,
very rare. Very rare.
Why is it still going up then? Just people like
that
me?
One, the big thing about Bitcoin is that it's not green. That's the big thing. Is like, well, you have all these miners and they're spending so much electricity to mine it, yada, yada, yada. Did you guys see Twitter might be investing? Yeah, I think that's what's driving this up. Other people are kind of saying they're going to come in.
I saw some Norwegian millionaire invested in it today, like this morning, $50 million or something.
But here's a scary thing about that I brought up is that these tech stocks are already the bubble's starting to pop. If Tesla has one bad quarter at this point where they're not profitable, look out below.
Because they'll sell their Bitcoin, you mean?
I mean that their stock would tumble magnificently at this point. I think that would make them say, if we go and unload our Bitcoin, we get another quarter where we don't have to worry about this. And if they go and put $2 billion of Bitcoin on the market, it would devastate it. But going back to it, in really quick, dumbed down version, it takes a lot of electricity to mine Bitcoin. And because of that, a lot of the miners own Bitcoin and control it. So we're worried that it's not decentralized anymore. Where Ethereum's going to try to go with something where it's called like proof of ownership, or it's nodes, where you basically get Ethereum by owning it. And that's going to help create the blockchain of Ethereum. And so it's like the new thing in Bitcoin or in crypto world's nodes, proof of ownership.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just don't know anything about this stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty complicated. Have you seen that video that was going around of a guy mumbles about Bitcoin?
No.
This guy owns Tesla and Tesla owns Bitcoin. People who own stocks also own a small amount of Bitcoin. It's a good way of looking at it.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yep.
I'm down 15% in the past 10 days, and I'm trying to get back even and get the fuck out for a while.
I know a lot of people that are burnt for the market. A lot of the younger people are in tech, and tech got hit so hard. Can't tell you how many people I heard is like, I need a break. I am done. I need a break. I've been hearing that a lot this week.
The stocks are just getting smashed, huh?
Tech stocks are, yeah. I think Tesla's probably down 30% in the last week or two, and
dang,
there's a lot coming with that too.
So, guy mumbles about Bitcoin.
We can end the show on that one.
Okay. Is this it?
Yeah, click that. You're better off. Yep, good. Bradley's brought this up.
What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer digital currency. It's anonymous and it's decentralized. It's like being able to teleport money to anyone across the world.
Tesla hits 500, then bounces.
So we made millions of peers to track each and every Bitcoin on a public ledger called the blockchain. When you want to send someone a Bitcoin, you probably announce that your account is sending a Bitcoin.
That's fucking hilarious.
You know what? It's great because this is my understanding of Bitcoin.
Are associated with this account and prevents anyone from spending money that isn't there.
It's just like buzzwords.
You have banks hold on for money, and then you keep it locked up. Make sure bandits didn't ride off with it. Since Bitcoin only exists as a record on the blockchain, there's nothing to keep banks on guard. All that matters is your private key. The Christian Catholic calculator lets you access your account and save money from it.
Vince Clortho, Keymaster of Gozer.
As long as your account is key, no one can steal our Bitcoins and you can send from anywhere. That's why Bitcoin is attracted to millions of players. Common Sachs,
I don't get the point.
even the Winklevoss twins. Want to try out Bitcoin for yourself? Sounds like one. Same way, it brings a digital currency for machines like Bitcoin. And don't worry, say US dollars, at least for now.
So, like, somebody actually wrote a script because you kind of know what he's saying there, what he's making. So someone took time to write the script, and this is an old video. But instead of just saying it, they're like, okay, I have this really good script that's a good minute introduction to Bitcoin, but I want you to go and mumble it.
Yeah.
Read it. I don't get it.
I think it's kind of saying, it's like explain it really badly.
But I think his explanation was really good.
Right.
I don't know what he was saying there.
But he sort of made it incoherent.
Yeah, yes.
It seems clever to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it cracks me up.
Yeah. What is TRCH? You know, Garrett?
That's where do you see that?
Kenobi was talking about TRCH stock. Oh, Torchlight.
I don't know.
I can't see the comment anymore. But anyway. Well,
Tesla hits 500 bounces. I think everything's going to bounce because this next 1.9 trillion stimulus is going to pass. There's already rumors of the next stimulus, but I think eventually we're going to see a lot of stuff crater, unfortunately.
Well, let's play out with this video, actually. We don't have to watch the whole thing. It's pretty short.
And then we got to get to a conspiracy theory. I know we haven't done one in a while, guys, but we've got to we'll do it.
Yeah, we'll do one next time. So this is a guy in Australia. He just put up a booth.
What do you reckon? You look like you agree. Sort of tell. The long hair, dreadlocks.
It just says COVID is a scam.
All the hippies know what's going on. What do you reckon? 100%. 100%?
I love you, bro. I love you, bro.
Ow.
What do you reckon?
Do that in New York or California.
Why are you on
Like
my
shit, you
side?
get attacked.
It's about government control.
Exactly. Spot on.
Scam. You nailed it. What do you reckon? Couldn't agree more, mate. Couldn't agree more.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to invest in this
Why is that?
because if I hear later that Torchlight up to $400 or whatever,
What do you
I'm gonna
girls
be
reckon?
pissed.
Fully in my camp. Yeah, you agree?
So anyway, it's just tons of people walking by saying they agree.
Oh, damn.
It's kind of a
I do
cool thing.
think that, talking about creating the narrative, I do think there's a lot of protests in Europe against the lockdowns and COVID, and they're not showing people in the U.S.
Yep.
Because they want people in the U.S. to be like, why can't you guys just do like Europe? Just go be like Europe. Europe isn't complaining, and look how they're doing. They don't want us to see that.
Meanwhile, there's
protests.
mass protests in the streets in these cities. Yeah, I've seen some of it.
Yep. Oh, we missed the last comment. We just see my old hometown.
Well, I do think that there's lots of good signs of things getting better. All these states opening, Texas opening. These are
They're
really
not-
great signs.
Unfortunately, we all gave them a year of our lives. I think people are done with it now.
Yeah, I'm so glad that I
Especially
never
when there's these states
did
opening up
anything.
and nothing's happening.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm so glad that I didn't stay home and shit,
Yeah.
I just kept doing whatever I wanted the whole time, and I'm
I was
so
talking to
glad
my
I
brother
did that.
about it. People were like, we never closed. We were open the whole time, and people were shocked. Like of course, there'd be times when we would be slow, so we'd kind of have people go call old customers and Paige be like, "Hey, do you want to come in?" People were like, "What? You're still open?" Like they couldn't believe it.
That's
They're
awesome.
Like, surely you guys are closed down. Like, nope, we're here.
Yeah,
Come
good
on
for
in.
you guys.
Yeah, we never closed down. So
Yeah, it would have been a giant waste to close down.
yeah. All right, guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys Thursday at 10 at the latest. In case maybe we'll get a wild hair and finally just do a full-on video on the Chinese YouTube channel.
I'm praying that Nebraska does declare it over soon. I kind of think we will.
It's getting close.
Yeah, peace
Take it
out.
easy, D.
Thanks everybody
Thanks a
for
lot,
hanging
guys.
out. It
It's
was
a
fun
fun show.
chatting. Yeah. All right. See you all next time.
Yeah, had to come through and let you know. Keep it locked, this is the Nate and Garrett Show. Talking current events, let the conversation begin. Everything from conspiracies, yeah, I'm talking aliens. Truth bombs that many never knew. We talking politics, everything up to the moon. Was the landing real or fake? I guess you'll never know. Let's talk, this is the Nate and Garrett Show, yeah. So lend me your ear, let's get it poppin'. You know that we keep it live, non-stopping. Educate and entertain, there ain't no doubt. After you listen, you'll be thinking way outside the box. From media dishonesty, never let them play you. Keep it authentic nowadays, many can't do. Unfiltered is how we do it. Make sure you stay locked in and tuned in, let's go. Had to come through and let you know. Keep it locked, this is the Nate and Garrett Show. Talking current events, let the conversation begin. Everything from conspiracies, yeah, I'm talking aliens. The Nate and Garrett Show.